All right, let's talk about it. As I was talking about earlier today, Emiru, Valkyrae, Cinna, Emily, and Rosie were at the Santa Monica Pier. Valkyrae and Cinna have been doing a sisathon, which was supposed to go for 7 days. In the process of them doing this sisathon, they were targeted by a stalker in person. From what I understand, he came up to Emiru first. I believe he actually came up to them in a positive manner initially and took photos with them, and then changed his outfit, and then came back and was harassing them after they got off the Ferris wheel for a photo, or during the Ferris. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Oh God.
Oh God, yes, that is. Can I sing for a change? A change for the better, as you would say.
Okay.
And the change would be for her number.
Oh.
If you'd like it, can I get your number?
I don't have a phone.
Wait, put your number in mine.
I don't know how to use a phone. I'm sorry.
Wait. Wait, so I'm gonna keep following her.
Huh?
I'm gonna keep following her.
Not another one. I know. You're gonna have to get in line. There's too many stalkers.
That's not how you really.
Bro, what the?
That's not the risk.
Get behind me. Okay.
So, I think Emily is the only one here at this stage that understands the severity of the situation. These are my friends. They get approached like this all the time. So, they basically are. They think it's like a weird fan interaction. They shouldn't be familiar with this process, but of course, I think being a woman, especially in this space, they get this a lot more than you would think. Yeah, this is from earlier in the day when he had a different outfit when he took a photo with them. Apparently, when he initially took photos with them, and then later.
Oh
And
my.
yeah, and Valkyrae is trying to de-escalate, keep things humorous, you know.
Kendrick,
Are we getting churros?
Kendrick, add it into the list.
Thanks for coming in, lady.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow, and take care.
Wait, can we get churros or no? Yes, right here. Oh.
You can also get them from the vendors.
The vendors? Ooh, it might be better with the vendors. I didn't see any churro vendors though. Did you?
There is one.
You need, yeah. Do you want some sunglasses? You like these? Incognito time. Stand behind me. I don't like. I'm gonna keep following her.
Yeah. Like,
Where's your little Glock? I mean the lighter.
I'll beat him if I have to.
Forgot we're in public.
No, I'll beat him.
Also, yes, this is a great example of how women have to try to play down the rejection because they're scared to say no because of the potential for physical repercussions. Also important to note there.
Wait, she looks so cool.
I'm turbo chilling.
She's turbo chilling.
Aww.
Wait, you look
And they're also live, so they have to like.
You look.
The thing is, sometimes awkward interactions that can turn into really weird interactions that can even turn into dangerous interactions can happen in the process of live streaming. Okay. As someone who does a lot of IRL streams, I have also had my fair share of these sorts of experiences. So what you're supposed to do in that process is basically behave a certain way, like nothing wrong is happening. Okay? Because you don't want under any circumstance to think that this is like to basically give in some ways to the parasocial stalkers interaction. There are a lot of people who do this. This is part of the reason why they SWAT streamers. This is part of the reason why they dox streamers as well, because they want to change the dynamic of the stream. And if you even in any way, shape, or form react to it, then it gives them the satisfaction almost. It's a very weird dynamic, and basically every streamer, no matter how small, especially female streamers, know exactly what this is like. We don't talk about this side of the industry deliberately, okay? Because you don't want you don't want other people to, you know, engage in copycat behavior, but it is a constant. That's why I have said time and time again that the only people that I know that get actively cyber stalked and harassed, maybe even more than myself actually, are just regular female streamers. It doesn't matter how big or small. You can be a female streamer with 30 followers and you will have a stalker. It's insane. This is one of the major hurdles for this industry, and this is part of the reason why so many female streamers have to deal with all of these extra things that they can't even actively and openly talk about. Other than myself, lol, I mean, should I not volunteer this information? I'm currently giving you a little bit of extra background about how this stuff works. Do you think that I'm lying as a very big content creator on this platform, especially one that speaks about politics 8 hours a week? Do you think I don't have stalkers? Are you insane? I just did our introduction to this conversation literally began with other cyber stalking communities that operate within Discords, that operate within Telegram channels, that actively seek out streamers, sometimes physically.
Adorable. You would never be able to tell it's her.
Drop on that base, we'll take care of it.
Can I be mean to him?
Yeah, you can. You have permission.
Yeah. Oh, we have to keep
Well, we try to be nice.
I thought he was gonna sing us a little song.
I know, I was excited for him to sing a song. And then he pulled out a plot twist.
Me and Rosie made eye contact like, what's going on?
Oh, Cammy, you look so cute.
Your stalkers don't try to sell you, though. I'm not going to say anything. But all I'm going to say is there is a lot that I'm not going to speak on in terms of my own personal experiences, okay? But all you should know about this is you don't know anything. What streamers have talked about here, what streamers have revealed about this, and this was an accidental reveal, by the way, because most streamers will usually shut the camera off. But in this situation, I think it was more so a matter of safety. Okay. But everything that you've heard from other streamers since this happened is not even the tip of the iceberg. Okay. This is the dark side of Twitch streaming that people understandably don't talk about. Even LSF has a policy of not posting this kind of shit, not posting swattings, and not posting doxings, because even they know that it encourages copycats. Also, yeah, there are people like Nick Pollum and Wake Wilder that got literally sexually assaulted on stream at TwitchCon by a stalker. I'm a female and nothing streamer, and my husband's ex joined my community under a fake persona, has been apparently stalking us for 5+ years. It's a bit different, but I hate streaming now. Yeah.
Maybe we should just go.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah. He's getting a little closer. Oh.
Ready? Let's go.
I think we're just gonna go.
Let's go. Oh, no, we're not.
Hey, excuse me?
No!
Security?
Emily, no!
Hey, stop!
At that point, he approaches them, and Emily, faces the stalker and is like actively telling him to f off, and they try to get help from security.
Whoa!
Fight right now.
What?
What?
Get away from
Hey, what's going
Security!
He's harassing us.
on? What's going on? What's going on, man?
He starts banging on trash cans and apparently told them that he was going to kill them. Okay? And kept putting his hands in his pockets. No, not extra Emily. Emily is Ray's assistant.
I'll kill you right now. I'll kill you right now.
right there, he said, "I'll kill you right now."
Security!
So then they hit the BRB traveling sign in order to obviously not show the rest of it. And from what I understand, they're basically waiting for the cops to come. I don't think that, I don't know what this person, like, I don't know what has happened since then to this person, but I'm sure they'll explain the rest of this in this video, because after that, they were understandably traumatized by the incident, so they didn't want to continue. Cutie Cinderella, who also has her fair share of experiences with this, said, "The worst part is now you go to the police and they won't do anything about it. You try to file a report, they tell you to do it online. You do it online and they reject it. Rinse and repeat. There is no help. It's terrifying. My heart goes out to everyone involved." It's a violation of numerous crimes, by the way, like what took place here. Obviously, you have stalking, you have active death threats, things of that nature, and just nothing comes of it. Partially nothing comes of it because cops don't understand it. They just don't understand the process. Like, they don't understand what live streaming is. They're older. They don't understand. Most normies also don't understand like the parasocial nature of streaming. One thing that pissed me off when cops were out there arresting anyone and everyone after the Luigi was that it shows that police can and will do something when it comes to billionaires' online harassment, but heaven forbid they do it for women or streamers who are getting stalked. Yeah. One thing I want to point to is I promise you, you do not understand. You do not know how commonplace this is. That's number one. It's incredibly commonplace for virtually every Twitch streamer, every live streamer in general, but it is even more so and more overwhelming for female live streamers, no matter how large or small. But the other thing that I want to expand on top of that, is that this kind of attitude is egged on by a ton of psychopathic, right-wing, anti-women content creators as well. There are the Andrew Tates of the world, and then there's like the whatever podcast, you know what I mean? Like Keemstar and the like, that actively egg on these weirdos, okay? They don't tell them that this kind of behavior is completely inappropriate, completely unacceptable, only until it's far too late. And the reason why I talk about Keemstar here is because days prior to this, a couple days before, Keemstar was actively on these girls, okay? Talking about how like, oh, they're getting owned, these Pokemon clones or whatever streamers get owned. Female streamers get owned by a person who says that they're not doing enough to make content like HasanAbi or whatever. A couple days prior to the Stalker, not to say that this Stalker directly is getting their notes from the likes of fucking Keemstar. This dude in the Goons running that page of taking the entire past week to shit on these female streamers for zero reason and foster a community of hate towards them that can add to shit like this happening. Not saying this event is directly related, but the irony here is crazy. Yeah. Not saying this is your fault, but you and other clip accounts are certainly not innocent when it comes to inciting misogyny and harassment against these women. Yeah. Cinna complaining about doing basic work while also trying to downplay HasanAbi's success. Clown. Pokemon and her clones are starting to get called out for their behavior. I said his friend SJC claims that they scripted this for threatening her life. Like, these guys are disgusting. Yeah, they do it to Frogan all the time too. I know Sean the Black had a really good take on this. This happening right after a campaign to paint these streamers as untalented and low effort creators is not a coincidence. These guys are soulless, okay? Irredeemable monsters who simply just want to cause as much drama and as much controversy as possible, especially against people like Cinna, Pokemon, Valkyrae. Like, they actively try to stay out of drama, okay? They actively stay away from it, okay? And by virtue of just them being women, people constantly whip up the drama drums over and over again. And worst of all, until a moment like this happens, okay? Until a moment like this happens, most of the people who also play a role in this, other content creators who also play a role in this by hyping these just like Keemstar up, will then turn around and be like, oh, how could this have happened? It's like, bro, you played a role in this. Like, what are you talking about? That's what's like unique about this. Back in the day, this kind of stuff was just simply relegated to like weird online forums. Nowadays, it's moved beyond simply online forums and are actively hyped up by literal right-wing content creators, all the way from Keemstar to the Andrew Tates of the world, the whatever podcast, the Fresh and Fit podcast. Like, this is how they make money. They have entire Twitter communities now, especially with the insane way that Twitter has become this like right-wing shithole. They have entire Twitter communities that are dedicated to doing stuff like this. The 4chanification of the rest of the internet is here. So look, and there are still people in here. Look, so one freak stream sniper equals men bad lol. No, this has never been acceptable. Some other freaks on the internet aren't even relevant to most people. Dog, why are you self-reporting? I'm a man. What the f talking about? I'm not even just talking about men in general. Okay? I have female stalkers too. But yes, if you think that women don't have it worse, you are delusional. Okay? That's number one. Number two, the reason why women have it worse, and the reason why like everyday average women that aren't content creators or aren't famous are also going through this too with very little repercussions. How do you not understand? Go talk to a woman in your life. Go talk to your mom. Tell her to recount an experience that she's had like this. I promise you she probably has had an experience like this. Okay? Where she didn't entertain the advances of some loser, and then that loser took it in a very weird way and got incredibly aggressive. If you see someone say men are creeps and you feel offended, you are self-reporting. Exactly. I need you to understand, okay? This kind of shit is super commonplace, and there is virtually nothing law enforcement can do about it, okay? Nothing. This was on video, and there are still people who were like, is this scripted? Queso gets it. I literally couldn't find a single streamer reacting to this whose chat wasn't saying stupid. Is so sad, and I saw it happen live.
Stuff like that makes you want to go to school to be a cop. Well, you'll be too busy stopping innocent people that just run through stop signs instead of actually doing something about that. So there's no point.
Damn.
They don't care about that. They just care about the dude that ran the stop sign or went 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. They don't care about that.
Oh my
Ain't no
God.
point going to be a cop. What you mean?
What the that's an amazing take from Queso. Holy shit.
Buddy, trust me. Trust me, they do not care about that.
Okay, beef squashed. Beef squashed with Queso. He is a official big boy status again. They don't have to be streamers, just a female with a mic or opinion. No, they don't even have to have a microphone. Bro, female accountants go through this at their workplace or at a bar. You just have to be a woman. The reason why this is so goddamn commonplace with seemingly no fix to it is because people just take it as the norm, okay? There's really, really horrible education surrounding this, and it's accelerated for the worse in the past couple of years with like a lot of right-wing content creators who actively take on this issue from the most right-wing slant that they possibly can, okay? People that say like, oh, all women do is lie. All women lie. All women are all this. It's creating an environment where some people inevitably take matters in their own hands.
I hate random stuff like that to people who don't deserve it. Bro, they're walking around streaming, having fun, and you got some straight goober, by the way. I'm talking straight goober. I seen that dude. You want to talk about a goober. Like, bro, what is wrong with you, man? Bro, don't be weird, bro. It ain't hard to not be. Bro, you know what blows me away on top of that even more? Bro, the easiest thing in the world is to be a normal person.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Actually.
How you get to the mental capacity to even think to do, not only think to do something like that, but to actually physically do it. And you know what I think? You can call it overkill. I think somebody who has the capability to do something like that should not only go to jail, but go to jail forever. Just be gone forever. Reason at all.
Straight up. If you're a young man, okay, who simply doesn't understand how commonplace this is, I urge you to talk to your sister, if you have one, or your mother, just any woman that you are friends with, okay? It is incredibly commonplace. And no, women aren't lying about it. There's obviously a gray area in interpersonal relations within men and women, between men and women. Okay. There are some gray areas. And I understand being a guy growing up in this space and not being able to figure out exactly how to deal with this dynamic. You find someone cute, you find them attractive, you want to tell them how you feel about it, and you're afraid of coming across like a creep, and then you just hold it in forever, or you end up revealing this information, and maybe they respond to you negatively, and then you start developing resentment, and that resentment grows, and then you seek out like-minded individuals, and you find yourself a home in one of these spaces online. This is very dangerous. Okay, this is very dangerous for you, because you become a dangerous person to everyone around you. This is why I always say be normal. Like, I understand how this kind of resentment towards women across the board fester and grow. Okay? I was a fat dude growing up. I get it. I understand. But guess what? You can't make it other people's problems. You have to seek within yourself and work to fix whatever issues you have. And I do get very upset, very frustrated with people that don't try to break this cycle. So I'm very appreciative of people like Keizo who are just like not leaving any room for this kind of thing. Okay. My mom is a divorce attorney. She had a Jehovah's Witness stalker for years. This person would call on my mom's personal number, telling that she was going to hell and needed to repent for her sins of doing divorces. They would call her on her office number. They would follow her on her walk to the courthouse. It got so bad at one point, I remember my dad having to chaperone my mom whenever she was walking somewhere. The cops never did anything when she tried to report it. So fat shame yourself and you'll be fine. Is that what I said? Why are you so... Dude, I love that I'm talking about mental illness and you just came up with the most mentally ill response to what I was saying. And you're spamming it too. You thought you had a banger in the tank. You were like, this is my banger. He needs to see this. Like, up. That's not what I'm saying, okay? You couldn't even respond to what I said? What was what you said? If people say women won't stop lying and you get offended, you're self-reporting. It's the same argument you just made a few minutes ago, but flipped around. Dog, how do we go back to the drawing board and explain to you that misandry and misogyny are not the same? Because misogyny is associated with systemic violence and also deeply personalized individual violence as well, and the normalization of said violence, whereas misandry is not. Okay? That is the dynamic. That is the difference between someone saying, oh, let's have a gay pride parade versus why no straight pride parade? Why are you being a anti-heterosexual? Why are you against heterosexual behavior? You are aggressively coming after me for being a breeder, a heterosexual. Things can be different. You don't have to rob everything of its context, okay? Why is it that everybody always hits the reverse racism shit? Oh, it's, of course, the 2013 account too. And no, I didn't even, I wasn't terrified of your idiotic by your logic sentiment. I just didn't see it in the sea of other comments. Yo, Hasan, what do you call sexism towards men then? It's called misandry, and it's a laughable notion. Okay, do you want to know why it's a laughable notion? How many radfems are constantly up my ass for being pro-sex work or being pro-trans? Okay, yeah, I get it. Trust me. Okay, if it was in any case or form a real thing, I would have probably been killed by now 1,000,000 times over by radfem. It's often born out of people's it's often born out of victimhood, that people just have no way out of it and they feel powerless, so they basically turn around and start lashing out. This doesn't mean it's appropriate, but you don't deal with it in the same way. Can't believe this. Like, I cannot believe that you are trying to flip this on men being the victim. Jesus Christ, dude. Just, I'm telling you right now, kill that part of your brain, okay? There's that little demon inside of everybody's head who goes, I'm making a banger counter argument here, okay? I'm cooking this one up. The moment that you see that thought, you just end it. End that thought in your brain. I promise you. Banned? Okay, using the term kill doesn't automatically mean a ban, chat. Jesus Christ. Everybody's got a little reactionary dog in them, okay? Everybody has it. It's understandable. We are a product of our material conditions. We are not above propaganda. We are not above social conditioning. You feel me? So I get it. I understand having those thoughts creep in. You just got to actively work against them, though, because if you let those thoughts seep in before you know it, kill that part for every argument, because it's not critical thinking, okay? It's reactionary thinking. That is what I'm trying to explain to you. But you think it's critical thinking. It's not. It's reactionary thinking. There is something very comforting about entertaining the notion that things are the way that they are because of some natural order, and that all of these people are actively trying to undermine the natural order, okay? It's much easier to think that homeless people are homeless because of their own moral failings and that that'll never happen to you, instead of recognizing that it happens because of material conditions, because of a sequence of horrible things that might have happened to this person. Okay? It's much easier to think the former rather than the latter, because when you think the former, then it's like, oh yeah, it'll never happen to me. Wait, what did Queso do? Nothing. He's just being awesome. Reactionary thinking is the exact opposite of critical thinking. Reactionary thinking can be very comfortable, and a lot of people engage with it because they get that comfort, and it makes you feel like you're smart. Remember that. That's why I say kill that part of your brain, or neutralize that part of your brain that wants you to desperately conform to reactionary ways of thought. Yeah, idiot gets that a man hates women because some women hurt him, but when a woman hates men because she got assaulted by one, it's much harder for them to understand the end of capitalism. Let's watch their response, because the next day they went back live to say that they're ending their Asman's new video is him calling Hasan a Nazi law. That's hilarious. Okay, I'll take it seriously. It takes one to know one, you know what I mean? I'll take that seriously. Let's continue.
So, we wanted to officially end the marathon, have some closure, talk about the situation a bit, and just end it properly, because it didn't feel right ending it the way that it ended yesterday. So,
and we do kind of need to like say what happened, because I think a lot of women, a lot of times in this industry, cannot talk about the stalkers they have because it will only make them worse. And unfortunately, this one was very, very public.
Yes.
And I feel like none of us can really move on. And we just want to get it out of the way while I am still here, and Ray is here, and also Emmy is safe.
Yes.
She just, she needs time to process it and stuff. And we are all very much still in shock, so please forgive us if we are emotional. But we are not.
We literally were like, let's try to like keep it together.
We are very much in shock, and we need you guys to know that clip does not do it justice for how scary it was. It was
like, it didn't show everything that happened.
And we just want to use it as like a learning situation, because we see a lot of people saying like, oh, I would have done this if I was there, but you have no idea how fast it really happened. We did not know that it was even the same guy up until he made the original thread about following us. We didn't click it.
He changed clothes, apparently, which was insane.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, he met us earlier, like 30 minutes before, and was, interested. Like, he was just a little cringe, and like we took a photo with him, and he was very nice, and he went and changed clothes and came back, which is why we didn't know who he was. And I also want to say, before I say anything, like, if you even remotely think that Rosie and Emily did anything wrong, like, I genuinely mean this, shut up, like, seriously, because you were not there. It is like fight or flight in that moment, and Rosie and Emily did everything they could to protect us so that we could like get away. And like Rosie even afterwards like stood out the door, and it's hard when you are like a camera guy and he is holding tens, like literally the equipment that he has on him is so much money. He was literally holding the camera close to him, turning, and like Rosie pushes the guy like away from us. Like, they did so much to help us, and they are not security. They're not trained to do that. Rosie and Emily are normal human beings like us. Like, they're not used to that.
Emily was prepared to, like, fight him, though, even though he was, like, pulling things out of his pockets.
Yeah.
I just, like, it scares me, like, thinking about that any of them could have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
It was really scary.
Yeah, if you haven't seen, the entire interaction can be condensed into 2 minutes.
Also, it wasn't shown, but he, like, banged on this trash can in front of the security guard. Like, I don't know if you could hear it.
The way that we knew he was manic was he kept changing, like personality. Like, he would get really happy and be really nice, and then feel threatened and get really aggressive very quickly, and was punching stuff behind us. And when he charged at Emily and stuff like that, and he charged at Emmy, we just went into fight or flight. And for those of you who don't know, like, we know he's a stalker. He pulled up, when he was behind us, he pulled up Emmy's TikToks.
Yeah, he was watching.
And was watching her TikToks and, like, looking up and, like, and just, like, staring at us. And he, even when, like, he ran at us and he said he was gonna kill us, he kept running and trying to get something out of his pocket. And, like I said, like, you guys, when that clip cuts off, like, we had to run into a store screaming that somebody was going to kill us so that somebody would step in and let us in the back. And we were lucky that one of...
I know what TikToks these are. Those Discord accounts that have all the stalkers together absolutely hate Emiru and have made TikTok accounts dedicated to sexualizing and degrading her. Yeah, there's a network of stalkers. There is a network of stalkers that actively engage in predatory behavior against Twitch streamers. So, of course, my mods are very familiar with all of them. We actively try to monitor, to the best of our ability, all of these communities. Like I said, every streamer knows this reality. Okay? Every streamer knows this reality, which is why I entertain 0 seconds, which is why I entertain not even for a moment this much whenever content creators actively go along with those stalkers, because they themselves are always attacked by these people. This is a big part of the reason why Destiny's community has been so out of control, because they rely on stalkers, not just that Yeet Oct 20,000 account. Okay, like, it's one of these like, nobody openly talks about it, but everybody knows what the f is up. The fact that like Asmongold and XQC even entertain some of these accounts is insane to me. Okay, I know that Destiny has made a career out of basically behaving like those guys, but the fact that Asmongold and XQC, who are also actively doxxed and harassed and stalked and swatted, would also engage with these people, the people that actively work with these stalkers, is psychotic. These are people who, if you're a large content creator, these are people who you have genuinely been harmed by. People exactly like this.
One of the workers who was not, like...
The cow maybe, but Asmongold is on the team. No, he's not, dude. You're wrong. You're wrong. I don't think you understand. No. Okay? No, you're absolutely wrong. If you think Asmongold does not get harmed by these people, you are delusional. There is not a single content creator, Destiny himself too, there's not a single content creator that does not actively get stalked. Okay, there is not a single one. This is, behind closed doors, a known reality. The worst part about it is there are some streamers who also entertain it or engage with it. Okay, and people know who those streamers are and who those communities are. That's why they don't talk about those communities and those streamers. Do you think other streamers are oblivious to this reality? Do you think that other streamers are just completely oblivious? No, they know who the these people are. Yeah, they just don't talk about them for this reason. They don't want an endless sea of hatred and brigading and active stalking to come in their direction. Yeah, a lot of streamers are afraid to call out the incels because of the repercussions of their freak communities. Exactly. And it doesn't matter how big you are. That's why I was so mad at Twitch, at TwitchCon, when they just like let in a bunch of weirdos like Kick streamers and okay? A lot of those guys went to Kick. A lot of their fan bases also went to Kick. These communities, if left unchecked, have become deadly as well. I mean, think about Christina Grimmie. Like, there have been content creators who've been killed by these fucking stalkers in the past. And in the United States of America, there's virtually no repercussions whatsoever. Yes, Ice Poseidon style communities, exactly.
Questioning us actually like believed us, and he put us all in the back, and they're panicked. They didn't know what to do, so they tried to bring us behind the buildings to help us, but we didn't know where he was. I think when we went in the store, he backed off because it was a lot of people. And so we don't know where he was. We didn't know where he went, and we had to beg the workers to hide us because they kept trying to tell us that it's not their fault, but they kept trying to get us to go back around where it happened and saying that he was gone, but we said we didn't know if he was gonna come back. And so we had to hide.
Hey, Hasan, what does entertaining this type of behavior necessarily mean? I'll explain it to you. Drama slop communities and streamers who actively engage in drama, okay? And I'm not talking about people who like pull me into drama by bringing up my name for some weird reason, okay? But streamers who from the outside actively talk about other people's drama and choose to take sides on said drama, people like Keemstar, these are people who thrive off of the toxicity and the negative energy brought about to whoever they have in their crosshairs. And that's where a lot of these losers congregate, okay? And the thing is, most of these losers also have networks like Discord servers and Telegram channels. A big chunk of them are in here right now, most likely. Okay, talking about how sick it is. Yeah, but if you think that like other streamers, exactly, if you think that these other streamers randomly find these clips and shit, you're delusional. No, they get it directly from people who cyberstalk streamers. They go into people's chats. They come into my chat too. They do it all the time. They make a million different stalk accounts all the time. This is what they get off on. Lol cowing is what it's called. So any community that hyper focuses on, doing lol cow shit will inevitably have these losers all up and down their community. It becomes an incredibly toxic space. That's what the concept of lol cow is, a cow that you farm for the lulls. It was initially relegated to forums. There are prominent examples of this stuff, like Chris Chan, I think. There's Dark Side Phil, Boogie 1488. Those are some of the people that have become lol cows. Okay, some people lean into it, and then it's reposted by Yox6 and accounts alike on Twitter and boosted by Drama Alert. Exactly. Some people decide, well, I'll make money any way I can, and then they lean into it. They become the lol cow. Yeah, World of T-Shirts is a TikTok example. I don't know who Daniel Larson is, but yeah, World of T-Shirts is like the example that exists on TikTok. And the people that love this shit, the people that get a tremendous amount of enjoyment out of this stuff, are some of the saddest people you've ever met in your entire lives. You probably never met them because they rarely ever go outside, but they do have a lot of impact online because you can do a lot without leaving your house. Oh, Daniel Larson is World of T-Shirts. Okay. Sometimes people who have made, oh no, he's not. Okay. It's a different person. All right. I don't know. I don't care about this stuff. My point is streamers that actively egg this stuff on do it knowingly. Okay, even if they themselves are victim to this kind of stalking, nobody deserves it. Okay, they knowingly egg this on, they knowingly normalize it, and they make money off of it. Okay, It's completely unacceptable. It's total freak shit.
In a shed for 15 minutes until the cops came.
We were...
Yeah, I used to lurk in those communities, and it's usually just full of hate, and they always monitor online personalities and document them in hopes of them becoming a lolcow. It's depressing. Yeah, and Twitter has certainly made it worse. It's people who are very sad. People who are incredibly sad themselves, who never really go outside, so they actively try to make other people's lives worse in order to feel like they have a sense of control over their own. It's a failure, but I think that is the reason why people do it.
It was terrifying leaving because we didn't know if he was still around or if he changed. We didn't know where he was. He's still out there, but I am investing as much as I can to find this guy. If you have any information on this man, I would like it. We're going to find him, and I'm going to do everything I can to get this guy. So
yeah, we are trying to do everything so we can get him.
Mm-hmm.
We have evidence that he knew who we were. We have everything. We just need to find him. So if any of you have any information and you've seen him before or anything, if you can please tell us so we will know, because it's hard sometimes, like when the cops have to go off stuff like that, and I know that it's a lot, but it would help us a lot if anybody has anything.
Mm-hmm. We are right after this, we're gonna go to the police station.
Yeah.
And we are going to file reports and take it from there. So.
And I want to say again, like we are all in shock. I don't saw a lot of people saying like, well, did he actually have a weapon and da-da-da, but like when somebody is running at you or even walking towards you.
When a stranger says he's going I'm gonna kill you.
And he's getting aggressive and he's
banging on the trash can and he goes from smiling to looking really serious.
And charging at us.
Like he put his stuff on the ground to fist fight Emily.
I'm not joking when I say like it escalated so quickly. There is nothing that anybody could have done. It happened so fast, and like you guys did not see all of it. It is like I am in hindsight very thankful that we were in the area that we were and that we were able to go into the store, because I think if we had been anywhere else on the pier, it would have been a very different situation. Because when you walk down, and if we would have been going into like the parking garage or anything, we would have had nobody. So at least we ran into that worker who
like, dude, look, you want to know how freak-like people are? Here. Like, while we're talking about this, King Rob the God. If we want Hamas Piker to disappear, we must lure him to an alley and turn his light out forever. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to say in Minecraft ... right? Like, you're not gonna do that, man. You're not. Also, get a life. You have a child. What the is wrong with you, dude? Are you okay? You have a kid in your profile picture, and this is the way you're presenting yourself. Like, do you know how many times, like, every streamer deals with this every day, okay? Every streamer. Why does this always happen right after Asmon puts out a new YouTube vid? It's like clockwork. Every day, dude. Every day, Asmongold makes a YouTube video, turns around and says, like, Hasan is a Nazi or Hasan is a bad guy, he's a radical. The rest of the day, we ban hundreds of accounts coming in and being like, Hamas Piker, I'm going to find you and your ass, or whatever the apparently the Discords are already talking about you, talking about them now. I know. One of the biggest mistakes I've ever done in my career was actively reaching out to, I think it's the Yeet account many years prior. Okay. A real psychopath. And I tried to talk to him and I was like, listen, man, you know, what you're saying is incorrect. And I just want you to get help. Like, I want to help you get help. Okay. And you know what that did? It did the exact opposite. Okay. It made him infinitely more insane. Infinitely more insane. Like, I tried to talk him off the ledge and it turned him into an even worse monster. Yes, I'm going to watch the Trump address in a second. I knew someone who became a moderator on one of those low-cost harassment forums. She was everything that could have made her a target, a woman with dysphoria, autistic, on SSDI, furry with weird kinks. There's no way anyone could convince me that these stalkers aren't deeply unhappy with themselves and get into this shit thinking that if they're the prosecutor, they will be safe from harassment and stalking. Yeah. You ever think you spawn these guys? No, man. They actively watch. Many of them are in Destiny's community. They literally actively hate watch. It's true, though. What that chatter is saying is true. A lot of these people are just like very sad people, you know?
I'm very thankful helped us. And yeah, I just, please, like, take stuff like this very seriously. It can happen to like anybody if you're male or female,
Yes,
but
it
like
happens to everybody.
But like it is so like if you ask any girl streamer, they all have stories, and it's not just Emmy, it's not just somebody, like it's every single girl streamer has a story like this.
Yeah, big or small, it doesn't matter how big. Like you can have 20 viewers as a female streamer, you're gonna have a stalker 100%. Also, it's not even just streamers though. Just women in general have these kinds of experiences in the real world too. Okay? It's not always on camera. In many circumstances, even for streamers, it's not on camera.
But we get to use this to talk about it because this one happened
public. It felt important to talk about. So, moving forward, we will be... We got tissues.
It's sad.
Oh, baby.
We are very much in shock still, just to clarify. And I know people...
Hey, Hasan, while I obviously recognize this is a horrific and terrible event to go through and can acknowledge it is scary, how do I suppress the reactionary part of my brain thinks that, well, these two women ultimately came out physically unscathed while emotionally traumatic is a massive nothing burger because the situation did not bear fruit? Bro, because they have PTSD. Like, what do you mean? Why do you think she's rocking back and forth? They're obviously traumatized by this. You have to understand that it's not just about like the physical harm in the immediate, okay? It's not just about like being actively hit in the head. Think about it this way. When you get your car broken into, right? Someone comes in and breaks the window of your car to steal your shit. That has a financial repercussion. That has a financial impact on your life. And that's bad. But one might think that the actual impact is that the safety barrier that you thought you had around your life has been penetrated in a way that actually is emotionally traumatic. This is something that I've talked about quite a bit in terms of how people become so right-wing and so reactionary. The invisible scars of trauma are oftentimes infinitely more impactful than the immediate physical harm, okay? Okay, but that's a situation you are imagining is a scenario in which violence involved. Violence against the car? What do you mean? Not violence against you directly. Let's say they broke into your car, didn't steal anything. You'll go, oh, thank God they didn't steal anything. But you obviously are still traumatized by it. No? Are you not? Maybe you live in a different planet. Sure, but if someone threw a brick through my window, of course I'm scared. Yes, I acknowledge that. Okay, but this is kind of like that, don't you think? This is a person who was directly in the physical space of these women and actively threatened to kill them. That is a violent situation. That is illegal. That is illegal for a reason. Man threatened to end the lives of people. Like if I found you in a dark alley, I'm 6'4", and I threatened to violently kill you, I don't think you would come out of that situation rosy, you know? I think you would be pretty traumatized in that process. Think about it like that. K-word, banned again. Okay, guys, stop. Come on.
People are like probably going to see us display a lot of emotions when we go live next time or whatever, but I think none of us really know how to process this. That was very, very real.
Like, look, this is this is coping mechanisms right here. Like rocking back and forth like this. Okay? That right there is trauma.
And for the people that are like trying to psychoanalyze and like say that it was fake, like
yeah.
Also, people when you're okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The other thing is those people are just gonna do that.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
Sometimes people laugh when they're nervous. Sometimes people laugh when it's awkward. I definitely get that way, especially in an uncomfortable situation live on stream.
Yes.
It happens. People process things differently, and we're gonna get through this, and we will be much safer.
It's self-soothing behavior. Sorry.
Next time.
And like we said, like, you know, this is not like just a random cringe viewer. Like whether or not he walked at us, ran at us, it doesn't matter. When you have a stranger like that who is holding photos of you in their hand and doing what he did, and saying like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, that is like,
and he charges at you.
It is
like,
to be treated.
You take it seriously.
I mean, you guys can see it in the video. He charged us. It is an attempt on our life, and like we are taking it very seriously. And please, you know, if you are like a female streamer, a lot of my friends are like guys that go stream. Like, I never thought that, like, I knew it could happen, but you always think that you know what you'll do in that situation, and when you're in it, it is very different. It's easy to say what you would have done in the situation, but when you are having your life threatened and you are in fight or flight, we are not going to wait around to see what he had in his pocket. You're just going to run because there's a guy saying he's going to kill you and reaching for your pocket. Like, that's not an unreasonable thing to think. And like, Rosie, Emily, me, Emmy, and Ray did the best that we could for the situation that we were in. And that is it.
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to go live again and not have to deal with this, but I know it's gonna be like a lot. So thank you for everybody who is being very nice.
Yeah, thank you for all of the support this past week. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, and it was a really good marathon.
We bonded a lot.
And it sucks that a marathon that...
Also, Denims said that her and other female streamers would experience similar things like this prior to Twitch, with the parasocial dynamic of streaming turns everything up to 11. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Was to highlight women streamers and like us do stuff together is unfortunately like ending off on something that is one of the worst things that can happen to a female streamer. And we are very thankful that it did not end with one of us getting seriously hurt. And thank you to both Rosie and Emily.
How expensive is personal security for streamers? It depends. I mean, it is expensive, but that's not the problem. I think ultimately, yes, a lot of streamers should most likely have personal security, and it is very expensive. But in this situation, like, there's no reason to even bring that up, because obviously the real problem here is the freak. Okay, the notion that we should just be like, well, you know, shit happens, we just have to pay for, you know, streamers should just basically pay for security is insane. All right, like, that's crazy.
For all that they do.
Yeah, but it's also very American, to be fair. It's like saying, oh, well, school shootings are a part of life, that's why we need to have bulletproof backpacks, you know? It's like, well, we can't really address the root cause of the problem.
Did during the marathon, because they help so much and they've been not sleeping.
Also, Fizz is right. Even if you consider that a solution for streamers, what about the women who aren't streamers that have this happen to them? Exactly. What are they supposed to do, you know?
We've been doing so much to make it as fun as we could, and it's unfortunate that it has to end like this.
It is crazy though, because America is a PvP unlocked server at all times, and it's wild because, like, even a place like the Santa Monica Pier, where you are surrounded by other people, where you're surrounded by, you know, security guards in general, and it can still happen. Even if it's on camera, it can still happen. It's insane. But
we said that we bonded a lot, because I don't think you can not bond over trauma. So, you know, we will get through this.
Yeah. I think that's enough.
I'm going to move on to the address in a second.
All right. There was many, many good moments this past week. Last night was not one of them, but I hope it was a learning experience for other streamers, whether you're male, female, whatever. It is very dangerous, okay? Yeah. It only takes one person, okay? Yeah. So be careful, learn from this, and that's it.
And we love you guys very much, and thank you for everything and watching, because we had a lot of fun through all the bullshit and the scrutiny and the shitty people on Twitter. It was fun, and I wish,
and we're gonna do it again.
In a different world, we would be having lunch on the balcony right now.
I know, we would be having mimosas right
Getting
now.
drunk with our friends.
10 other friends with Jason the chef making us sushi. That was our plan for today.
And ending the first duo girl marathon.
I know. And
the first one.
I can't believe some people are like, yeah, they faked it so they can end the marathon. Like, this is the best part. Today was supposed to be the best part.
We were on day 7. Like,
it literally was.
Look, the other part of this is like, listen, if you know people that engage in this kind of stalking behavior, you kind of know there's some people that maybe find themselves in these communities. If you yourself are in these communities, get out. Okay, get your friends out. Get out. Don't go to these places. Try to cut yourself off from these places. I know that there's probably a lot of stalkers who are currently watching right now as well. Okay, at any given moment, I got a shit ton of them. That's why I always try to tell people to also, actively leave these cult-like echo chambers, like DDG being one of them, okay? Be normal. Focus on hobbies. Engage in some kind of impulse control. Because these spaces are actively making you worse, okay? They're making you a worse person overall. You can get out. It's never too late.